This is my Witch Doctor Summoner class build. The items I'm using are the Gid Bin, because every time I attack with my skills, it gives me a chance to summon an extra fetish, which is a nice little perk there. I'm using these Spalders of Zakara mainly because of the items become indestructible perk. They were also more powerful than what I had before, so they bumped up my damage, but there's also that cool little benefit of giving my fetish army plus 10% damage, which is nice since I mainly work off of my pets. I have 4 pieces of the Zunamonisa set, which is like the Witch Doctor specific summoning set, and as a result of that, I'll scroll down, and since I have 4 pieces of it, it makes it to where my fetish army lasts until they die. It reduces the cooldown of my fetish army skill by 80%, and not that that matters that much, but it reduces the damage my pets and I take by 3% for each fetish that's alive, which is cool, and that's part of where the summoning the extra fetishes with my Gid Bin and passive skills comes into play, and I'll talk about that in a minute. My Amulet is the Traveler's Pledge. This is just the most powerful thing I've seen so far. And I have a legendary gem stuck in there, Simplicity Strength, giving me plus 31% damage to my primary skills, which is my Corpse Spiders and Firebomb with the Pyrogeist rune attached to it. This I'm using for the extra fire damage, plus this is the most powerful bracer I've seen so far. I don't really use Soul Harvest, so that doesn't come into play very much. It's mainly just the damage this affords me. My rings, Zunimos' Pox, which isn't totally great, but except for the perks I get from having the set. This is pretty cool because the Short Man's Finger, it boosts my damage up significantly, and it splits my Gargantuan into 3 smaller Gargantuans that are each more powerful than the big one. So now instead of having 1 Gargantuan, I have 3 small Gargantuans that are each even more powerful than the single one would be, which is nice. It gives me more bodies for my summoned army. And then I have the Helltooth Greaves. I have 2 pieces of the Helltooth set, the Greaves and the Pants. And what these do for me is they affect enemies with necrosis that I hit with either my pets or my fire bombs, and basically they take 1500% more weapon damage and get slowed. Oh, and I guess they take 20% increased damage from all sources too for 10 seconds, so that's pretty sweet. That's a pretty sweet perk. I was going to try to get more pieces of that set, but I've got some legendary items now that I don't really want to switch out, being the gloves and the shoulders. This belt is pretty good too. The lightning skill damage, meh, it's whatever. It doesn't really help me much, but the firebomb damage does, and it lets me, whenever I get hit, emit lightning. I think is it the shoulders or the gloves? Yeah, the gloves give me Shield of Invulnerability when I get hit by an elite pack, which is nice. So if I get hit by an elite pack, I get a bubble shield for 10 seconds that absorbs basically over 600,000 points of damage, which is a lot. I've been able to just stand there and kill entire elite packs without taking any damage, essentially, because of that. So that's my gear. My skills, I'm using the Firebomb with the Pyrogeist, so that lets me have 3 fountains of fire spitting fireballs at enemies out at a time, which comes into play when working the chances to create more fetish guys, extra little fetish guys. I have summon zombie dogs with the Rabid Dogs perk to it, so they do poison damage. I have the Piranhas with the Bogadile perk, which summons the big alligator that swallows somebody. I have the Corpse Spiders with the Spider Queen rune attached to it, so I have a big spider that stays in play for longer and walks around dealing damage to everything that comes near it. Of course, the Fetish Army, Gargantuan, and yeah, so those are my active skills. My passives are Midnight Feast, which increases the damage my zombie dogs and Gargantuan do by 50%, and it lets me have an extra zombie dog. Zombie Handler lets me have another zombie dog, and it increases the health of me and my pets by 20%. Jungle Fortitude reduces the damage my pets and I take by 15%, and the final one is Fetish Sycophants, which is basically whenever I hit somebody with one of my spells, I have a 15% chance to summon a fetish. So now, not only do I have the Gidbin's fetish summoning chance, but I also have the passive ability chance, which they work together to give me an even better chance of summoning extra fetishes. So I'm gonna come down here and open up a rift, a greater rift, and I'll do level 22. Oh, I guess I don't have a keystone. That kind of sucks because I just beat a normal rift. I must not have picked up the key. Anyway, I'll go ahead and summon my basic army, which is these guys, and these guys. So at any given time I have 16 guys following me around, including my Templar, but I'll be summoning extra ones just passively as I fight. And so I'll kind of point it out when I start to get them. Yep, I've already got 2 bonus fetishes. And for each fetish that I get, remember, it reduces the damage that my pets and I are taking. So right now I have 11 fetishes, so that's 33% damage reduction. So that's pretty nice. See, now I have 5 bonus ones, so that's 12. So basically 36% damage reduction, and I'm just going to keep gaining them too. I mean, they will die off, and I eventually probably plateau and die back. Like right now I have 8 bonus fetishes, so that's a total of 15 fetishes, and 23 pets total. I'm not going to make you guys watch me do this entire run, because that will kind of run a little bit too long, I think. So thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my videos.